Mike Wang is giving us some information for NBA 2K22. First up, the archetype system. He's saying that they fixed the power forward build. It's no longer going to be the build that gets the most badges, and he's saying that they balanced it all throughout all of the positions. But what's very interesting is he talks about guards, specifically guards that are 6 feet and under. He says that these guards are going to be very fast, much faster than all the other builds, so you might see that become the meta. Typically in 2K games, there's no reason to make a shorter player because they don't have any advantages. If you look at my team mode, for instance, you don't even really see people playing with point guards in that mode. They just get power forwards, small forwards, shooting guards. They get tall players, stick them at point guard. Mike Wang is saying it's going to be different this year. I don't know if I actually believe him, and I guess we'll see what happens because I'm thinking every 2K, I've never really seen a shorter player have an advantage over the taller players. Even back when the game used to have glitches, when people would edit their save file and have a 10-foot my player, and everybody was a 7-foot demigod. The 7-foot demigods were faster than the guards. So we'll see if he can actually pull it off, if they actually develop the game to make the shorter players have a real advantage. Mike Wang, he's saying that he doesn't want there to be one dominant build, one dominant archetype. He wants it to be very balanced. He wants there to be a lot of variety, so we'll see what happens. Next up is another very important aspect of the game that we learned, and it's seasons. They're bringing seasons to NBA 2K, which means that every so many weeks or maybe every other month, there's going to be a new season and they're going to have new content. And they're talking about animations, jump shots, dribble moves. He's saying that as you go from season to season, they're going to introduce new dribble moves to change the meta of the game. So instead of when the game first comes out, every animation is there at your disposal. You can equip it once you get your attributes to a certain level. They're going to be holding off on some of these animations. They're going to be introducing some new ones as the season goes on to try to keep the game fresh. Sounds interesting, but it also sounds like there's not going to be that many animations at the start of the game. I don't know how this is going to work, but maybe it can work to some extent, because look at the Curry slide. What if the Curry slide or a move like that that's that effective doesn't come out until later in the year? Instead of having that move right at the start where everybody's doing it, they wait until later to introduce it. But I also don't really like the fact that we could be getting less content to start the game, because let's say there's only 100 animations for something, some category. Instead of giving all 100 at the start of the game, they only give us 20. Then in season 2, they give us another 20. And in season 3, another 20. I don't really know if I like that setup. But if they would give us the animations that we're used to, at least a number, and then they're gonna add in new ones throughout the year to actually add more content, I think that could work, but I'm not really sure how they're planning on doing it. They're taking this concept from other games, but I just don't think seasons make sense in NBA 2K, especially if you're not in my team mode, because it's different. I just don't really see how they're gonna split up the seasons and really make it work. Because when I'm playing my career, or if I'm playing online at the park or in the rec center, I don't want to have to wait till season 2 or 3 to get some new animations. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but let me know what you think. One other thing to talk about, this was a 2K TV interview. In this 2K TV episode, they're talking about trailers that we are supposed to have already seen. There's been no trailers released, so maybe a trailer is coming out soon, or maybe they're just so behind schedule that they just filmed this in advance and they're just going to release it later when they finally do drop this stuff. So that's very interesting. We'll see what happens. 2 seconds left. That's the perfect excuse for this half-court 3 abuse. Oh, wow, Donovan Mitchell. He just dropped Tim Hardaway Jr. He in and out. I think Mitchell is mad because he hasn't played in the first 3 games.